I've had a lot of time to reflect before making this video today. Um, as you can see, I had a losing day, and I'm posting this video a little bit later. Just had a lot of stuff going on in my life that continues to bleed into trading, and I think that whenever I get emotional in life, it affects my trading. Now, every single time that I trade, um, before I do, especially on these emotional days, I don't feel like I am as emotional. I feel like I'm able to place it appropriately away before I go into trading, but my trading shows that I am not able to. Now, it only shows an $85 loss here. The day before, I had a $413 loss, and you guys saw that video. Like, I thought I traded really well that day, it just didn't work out for me. But this day, I did not trade well whatsoever. My executions were all over the place. As you can see, it says 27 trades. I was going up and down, up and down, up and down. I was very close to blowing this account, like almost $100 away. Um, so I kind of want to talk about how life can bleed into your trading. It sucks because I feel like this is a lesson that I'm constantly learning over and over again. Like I'm not figuring it out appropriately. I'm not fixing it the right way. Um, so I need to figure that out because if I continue doing that, then I'll blow more and more and more accounts. It's something I also have to realize too. It's not bad to blow an account, but it's how you blow it. How are you losing? If you're losing taking your setup and you're just sizing heavy, it's fine. If you're losing, but you're just taking random trades like I did last night, if you're just taking random entries, there's no real reason why you're in a trade except for hoping that it works out, then obviously you're never gonna win. So, um, but life can bleed into trading, and I've really not noticed that for myself, except for specific moments, but it's actually bled into my whole mentality. Recently, me and my girlfriend have been struggling a little bit financially. We don't have as much money as we would like. I've spoken about it before too, in terms of this season is hurricane season. And last year we were traumatized with everything that happened. We thought we lost our home, things like that. So that's the reason why I started trading futures in the first place. I've always traded before to where I wasn't profitable at all. Um, it started off with penny stocks, started trading penny stocks, and went into um, options, try to trade options, did a lot of uh, credit spreads, but none of those really ever worked out. I mean, credit spreads worked out for a time when the market was just going up and up and up, but then when it started to fall, it was very hard to manage, and I ended up losing a lot of money like that. Then I just became on and off with trading, never really trading with real money, just practicing, 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 but never being consistent with it. This is the time in my life where I've been the most consistent with trading. And, thankfully, that started last year after the hurricanes in November 2024. Um, and obviously, you can see where we're at today. We have funded accounts now, we've passed evals, we've gotten our first payout, which is really cool. But the mentality, I still don't have it. I still don't have the mentality in order to be a consistently profitable trader. And why is that? It's because I'm thinking about the money, right? I'm thinking about the money. I'm thinking about last year how, you know, thankfully we had enough money at the time, but if we didn't have enough money, then it would have been hard to evacuate, didn't know where to go, didn't know where to stay, you know? Um, So it's been tough. It's been very hard. But at the same time, in order to be profitable at trading, it's like you really have to detach yourself from the money aspect. But I haven't been able to do that, which led into yesterday, where I made a really dumb decision with one of my best friends. She's been my best friend for a very long time now. Um, she had an engagement ceremony in her culture. That's what she does, an engagement ceremony yesterday or on Saturday. And I told her that, oh, I can't go because I have work. She let me know 30 days ago or a month in advance, essentially, just about a month in advance. But my job requires 45 days notice in order to take off. And I said, oh, I can't go, but I can go to her graduation the next day, which was yesterday. Honestly, she sent me the pictures after the wedding ceremony as I was getting up to get ready to go to her graduation ceremony. And I just had tears in my eyes because I'm like, I can't believe that I missed that. I literally missed that. And it's because of my mentality to want to go to work, want to get paid. I've been working overtime recently. I'm going to be working more overtime this week, trying to protect my family, making sure that we have enough money for impending doom, whatever that means, if anything is actually going to happen or not. It's like all of this anxiety building up for the unknown, uncertainty, and it made me miss a major life moment that I didn't even realize until after the fact. And I always preach about awareness. I always preach about being aware, being aware before something even happens. That's the last stage you can get to because there's three stages. One is stage zero, so it doesn't even count, but like you're not even aware at all. But as you continue to grow wiser, you continue to get better, you then become aware. So when are you aware? Stage one is being aware after the fact, right? So something happens, like yesterday when I realized after the fact, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm being so dumb. How could I do that? That's stage one. Stage two is being aware as things are happening. And stage three is being aware before it even happens. And I failed myself. I failed myself yesterday. I couldn't believe it. It was a dumb day to go to work anyway. I ended up like hurting my back a little bit. Um, it was just such a dumb decision. And she was mad at me, rightfully so. She was upset. But, obviously I apologized to her. I told her it was dumb. I didn't know what I was doing. But it's like, you can't, when you love a person, when you're best friends with a person, when you know, tell that person that they mean a lot to you, you can't go and miss an important life event unless it's for something important. And going to work is not important compared to something like that. Now, in my mind, and because of everything happening with money, that's kind of how I put it. I put the priorities going to work and my best friend's engagement ceremony is second, which, I mean, in hindsight, it's just like, what are you doing? But it just shows how flawed my mindset and my thinking has been. Obviously, we're human, we're gonna make mistakes, but for myself, like, it's just such a tough mistake to have. Like, what are you doing? How are you doing that to the people that you love, right? So that's why it's been so difficult for me. It's because I keep putting the money first. I'm not thinking about, okay, this is how the proper way to trade, this is the proper way to do things, this is how we have to go about things. Instead, I'm just thinking about how can I get money, right? I've actually turned off notification, not really, but like I've turned on notifications for my Twitter on my regular YouTube channel, not the one that I upload videos on, just like my one I've been using for over a decade. I don't watch stock stuff on there anymore because I've been comparing myself to other people. There's this guy, I think his name is Kevin Tran, like from Supernatural, the Prophet. I know, another obscure joke or reference. Um, but he's a nurse. He trades on Twitter. You can see his stuff. You can see his stuff on Reddit too. And it's like he was literally in my position, not getting anything from payouts, and all of a sudden, boom, he blows up $33,000 in payouts last month in May. So far this month, I think he's like anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000 in payouts. So it's like something changed, you know? And I'm thinking that for myself, like, what is that thing? Because I feel like I know I can trade well, right? Yesterday I was down pretty much the whole account, $100 away from blowing this account, but then brought it back to where I'm only down $85 after I guess you could say locked in, but in reality, you could say I also got lucky too. So it really just depends. But it's like I know that I can trade well if I'm mentally clear, right? Even the day that I lost on the 20th, I can still trade well. We lost those days, but we still traded well. So what can we do? You know, what is that switch that we need? And I think that switch is the money. Stop thinking about the money. Stop thinking about how much you can make right now. Stop thinking about, oh my gosh, like you need to make this amount, this amount, this amount. It's like, no, like what you need to do is you need to relax. You need to figure out what you need to do in order to be profitable. You need to calm down. You need to take your trades the way you're supposed to. So, yeah, again, I apologize to my best friend. I apologize for anyone watching too. It's been a rough, month or so. Over a month actually. I haven't really been trading that well. I haven't done well at all. It's not my goal to grow this YouTube channel. It's not my goal to have millions of followers on Twitter or Instagram. It's my goal to document my journey and show exactly what it is when you're a trader who's struggling, when you're a trader that has things that are difficult in their lives, when you're a trader that is just starting off, like I just want to show the realness, right? So that doesn't mean I'm glorifying losses. I don't like losing. I'm a very competitive guy, but being very competitive also leads to a lot of losing, because you're going out there, you're putting yourself on the line, you're trying as hard as you can, but you're going to lose, right? So how do you take those losses? And I have not been taking them well at all. It's something I need to improve on. Um, so we need to get better at that. So, all right, as the kids would say, that's it for my yap session. Let's kind of go over the trades. It's probably going to reset, yeah. So I have my chart executions on, so we should be able to see the absolute debauchery. Jesus Christ, help me God. I didn't even realize it was this bad. I can't even tell you what happened. Actually, I can, but from a clearer standpoint. So what happened was I messed up a lot. As you can see here, and let me just go in here. So let's go on replay. That was so bad. So we start trading at 8 o'clock. We'll go through this quick because this is not the point of the video, but I need to journal. So going through 8 o'clock here, huge red candle, rejecting value area highs. What I need to start doing is I need to start determining overall trend. So overall trend, we did gap down, but we're bullish, right? No matter what you say, we're bullish until proven otherwise. If we start falling below these levels here, maybe below the 700 level and even below that, then we're bearish, but we gapped down, came back up. We didn't fill the gap yet, obviously, but we're still high, right? We have prior day value area lows here, prior day point of control, prior day value area high. So we rejected prior day value area lows, but we came down, and we're still bullish regardless of what we say, right? So I need to start going with the overall trend. We'll start coming down. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I forgot to do that. So here, my initial trade was to take a short. Why? Because we broke through, we rejected value area highs, current value area highs, we rejected. or he slashed through current point of control and came down and then broke through VWAP. So I was like, oh, we're probably going short now. But I didn't wait for confirmation, so that was my first mistake, right? So here, could you have taken a short here? Yes, you could have, but why would I? Two high green volume bars, and we're bullish. I shouldn't be taking a trade, but I did. I got stopped out on that candle, right? So then we ended up coming back lower again. So I was like, oh, we should go short. And then this is where the reverse position button that I am officially banning for myself came into play, where I'm like, oh, we're long, we're short, we're long, we're short, right? So in reality here, I should be waiting for a setup to the upside, no matter what. I shouldn't be doing anything else but that, right? So here, could I take a trade here? I possibly could. Should I wait though for a little bit more confirmation? Yes, right? Because we did break below it, coming back above it. We want to show another green candle to head higher. So far, nothing as of yet, right? So we shouldn't be taking a trade yet at all. There you go. I can probably take this trade. I don't like the volume on this though, right? But it is breaking that flag pattern. You always like to see it. Let's see if we follow through. So nothing as of yet. We're still here. Again, another green candle. We need to see some more confirmation though, right? And this is where volume price analysis comes in. This is a candle we absolutely should be taking. Yes, there's slight rejection of VWAP, but you're bouncing off value area highs, right? You should be buying here though. Stop loss set down here. If we get rejected, fine. It is what it is. You know, obviously you're aiming for at least point of control or so. Getting some decent candles here. So now holding on to VWAP. So I like that candle, but the volume is not great there. I also think what I need to start doing is setting my stuff to break even after we've broken a certain point, right? So now it's like you would have to reverse a total of $55 in order for us to lose. I should really start setting myself to break even. So here we would get stopped out there if we did that. So I think that's something I still need to improve on. So that's what ended up happening. I ended up, ugh, I ended up taking those trades in that area there. I mean, it looked absolutely terrible as you can see, right? And then these were the good trades here after that huge spike up there as well, right? Wanted to reverse, we got stopped out, all this other stuff. Essentially, what I need to learn is overall trend, one, two, bouncing off key areas, value area high, point of control, sorry, VWAP, point of control, value area high, this value area low again, you know, right? Prior days levels as well. So here, you hit point of control, we came back down, we're still bullish, it doesn't matter. We need to look for a sign that we're heading higher. Here's the first candle, which is where I ended up taking it yesterday, right? You set your stop loss appropriately. Pivot points are the best place to set stop losses, so that's the next thing we need to start doing, you know? You can add on confirmation when you break key levels, such as VWAP, on higher volume or good candles. Here's another one right here. Here's another one right there. You could add here. You shouldn't be afraid. You know, we ended up heading higher, going above value area highs here, and then continuing. So, I mean, this one literally bounced off point of control. Could have been heading for the top here. So that's about a 12-point gain, 1-to-1 for 11-point stop loss. Maybe if you set limit order here, so you know it's worth taking. But anyway, that's what happened with the trade. It was terrible. Um, but yeah, we ended up losing yesterday. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that, how life bleeds into trading. It's been very difficult to manage appropriately, to do well. That's my fault. Um, I'm thinking about taking a full-on break from trading just for like a week or so, but it's very hard for me to do that. As you can see, I've refined my trading, but because I refined it, I'm still struggling, still don't know how to trade appropriately. I'm thinking about buying Cami Capital's course. It's like $150 as well. I think it'll help me. But we just need to improve overall, and it's the mindset that needs to improve more so than anything else. And, reading more Stoicism will help me, meditating more will help me, those things will help me. So, yeah, we'll get back stronger. I know that I'm going to start taking good trades. I know that I'm going to start being profitable again. Like, I know that those things will come in time. But until then, we just have to make sure that life doesn't bleed so much into trading that we're able to understand how we're feeling, right? That we're able to put a stopgap in between the two. At times, it's not always possible. But like if I'm feeling very emotional one day, I shouldn't trade on that day. I need to make it like an emotional checklist or something. I can't compare myself to other people. We have to take our setup off key levels. We just gotta be better. So anyway guys, that's it for this video today. Again, I'm just trying to bring the real. It's not sexy. When you're losing that much and you're almost blowing accounts, it's not sexy at all. It's not cool. It's not, oh, like I'm trying to bring in subscribers by showing them that I win so much, or I'm trying to glorify my losses and show people that I lose so they can come and roast me and subscribe to the channel and give me more views. I don't really care about any of that stuff at all. By the way, the thumbnail on my last video did me so dirty. I can't believe that. I don't pick my thumbnails. There are times where I did experiment early on with like trying to create a thumbnail and stuff. Like my funded futures one, I picked out that thumbnail, but like I have to go into Word and stuff. I don't know how to make thumbnails, so I don't pick out my thumbnails 99% of the time. But that thumbnail last one, I'm like, I can't believe it did me so dirty like that. So, um, anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to the trading week. And yeah, keep trading stoically. We'll see you guys in the next video.